Look, everybody wants comfort, and that's normal. Nobody wakes up and says, you know what would make today awesome? A little unnecessary suffering. We like soft beds, air conditioning, food delivered to our front doors, and entertainment that starts with one click. Comfort isn't easy. The problem starts when comfort stops being something you enjoy and becomes something you depend on. That's when life gets weird. That's when the dead phone battery feels like a crisis. That's when a power outage feels like an apocalypse. That's when having to walk 3 blocks suddenly feels like a survival situation. The modern world has made life easier than ever before, but in many ways, it's also made people weaker than ever before. Before we begin, I just want to say welcome to the Urban Warrior podcast, where I help you build physical, mental, and spiritual skills to become more self-reliant from this matrix. Before we jump into today's episode, make sure you join the free Urban Warrior Survival newsletter and e-magazine at my official website, urbanwarriorsurvival.com. You'll get self-defense and survival tips, tricks, and secrets and other resources that they don't want you to know delivered straight to your inbox. And if you want to hang out with me and the community live, catch my Urban Warrior Survival Labs on Twitch and YouTube, where I play survival and fighting games to break down self-defense and survival strategies and concepts in an entertaining and fun way. This episode is proudly sponsored by Sorrel Digital Media, helping small creators, small businesses, and entrepreneurs build their online presences through websites, content creation, and digital marketing solutions that help them take control of their financial future. Now let's get on to the topic. So the first way that comfort is becoming a trap is the comfort industry is making billions. The world is constantly trying to sell you convenience. Every app, service, gadget, and subscription is competing to remove friction from your life. One food, push a button. One entertainment, push a button. One groceries, push a button. Need a date, push a button. Need dopamine because you're bored for 12 seconds? Believe it or not, there's actually an app for that too. The problem isn't convenience itself. The problem is that when every challenge is removed, your ability to handle challenges start to shrink. So here's what you can do. Ask yourself whether a convenience is helping you or replacing a skill. This is going to matter because skills create freedom. Dependency creates vulnerability. Next, weak muscles aren't just physical. Most people think resilience is about fitness. It's not. Resilience is your ability to function when things don't go according to plan. It's your ability to stay calm when you're uncomfortable. It's your ability to keep moving when conditions aren't ideal. Unfortunately, modern life trains people in the exact opposite direction. The average person gets frustrated if Wi-Fi is slow, if a website takes 10 extra seconds to load, or if they have to wait in line longer than expected. That's not patience, that's withdrawal symptoms from convenience. So here's a tip. Intentionally delay gratification once a day, because the ability to tolerate discomfort is one of the most valuable survival skills you're actually going to need to develop. Next, comfort creates fragility. Here's a weird truth. The strongest people aren't always the people who had an easy life. They're usually the people who learn how to adapt. A tree that never experiences wind grows weak roots. A person who never experienced hardship develop weak coping skills. That's why people who grow up fixing problems, solving challenges, and adapting often handle crisis better than people who spend their lives insulated from every inconvenience. Life isn't trying to punish you when things get difficult. Sometimes it's simply training. So stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is it teaching me? Every challenge can either make you stronger or make you bitter. The choice is going to be up to you. Quick break before we continue. If you're getting value from today's episode, make sure that you're subscribed to the Urban Warrior Survival newsletter and e-magazine at my official website, urbanwarriorsurvival.com, so you never miss a new article, podcast, video, or self-defense or survival resource. You can also join me live during the Urban Warrior Survival Labs on Twitch and YouTube, where I discuss these topics in real time and in more detail and answer questions from the community. And if you miss any of the live streams, don't worry. Full replays are always available on YouTube and Rumble, so you can watch whenever it fits your schedule. Now let's get back on to today's training. Next, comfort addiction looks much different than you actually think. Most addictions don't start with bad intention. Comfort addictions often look harmless. It's choosing entertainment over growth. It's choosing scrolling over learning. It's choosing convenience over capability. It's choosing the easy road every single time until the hard road becomes impossible. Nobody notices it's happening because it feels good. That's exactly why it's dangerous. So here's what you can do. Identify one area where you've become overly dependent on convenience and stop. Awareness is the first step towards self reliance. Next, small hardships build big strength. You don't need to live in the woods. You don't need to sleep on rocks. You don't need to become some social media survival guru who only drinks rainwater and communicates with the squirrels like some type of forest Aquaman. What you need is controlled discomfort. So things like taking the stairs, walking instead of driving, train when you don't feel like it, read a book instead of scrolling, cook a meal instead of ordering Uber Eats or something. These small changes create resilience deposits in your mental bank book. So do one thing each day that's slightly uncomfortable. Resilience is built gradually, not magically. Next, emergencies expose dependencies. Most people discover their weakness when they need their strength. That's backwards. The power goes out and suddenly nobody knows how to cook. The internet goes down and people don't know what to do with themselves. A financial emergency hits and people realize they never learned the basic self-reliance skills. Emergencies don't create problems, they reveal them. So here's a tip. Regularly start asking yourselves, what would happen if this disappeared tomorrow? This is going to matter because preparedness starts with identifying hidden dependencies. Next, self-reliance is the new rebellion. In a world designed to make people dependent, becoming capable is revolutionary. Learning skills, building discipline, taking responsibility, which most people don't do, developing resilience. These things aren't just practical anymore. They're acts of resistance against a culture that profits from our weakness. The more capable you become, the less fear controls you. The less fear controls you, the more freedom you gain. So do this. Learn one new practical skill every month. Skills can't be taken away by an outage, a layoff, economic downturn, or algorithmic change. So I'm going to just wrap it up and give you my final thoughts. Look, comfort isn't evil. The couch isn't plotting against you. Your air conditioner isn't secretly working with the Illuminati. Convenience isn't automatically bad. But comfort becomes a trap when you forget how to function without it. The goal isn't to reject modern life. The goal is to enjoy comfort without becoming dependent on it like most people are. Because when life inevitably changes, which obviously it's definitely going to do, and it always does, the people who adapt are going to be the ones who are going to be able to survive, while the people who depend on comfort are going to be, or what is it, up the river without a paddle. This week, do one thing that makes you uncomfortable on purpose, not because suffering is fun unless you got some issues, but because resilience is earned. And one day you might be really glad you participated and practiced in this new skill. So before we get out of here, I just want to say thanks for joining me for today's training session. If you found this episode valuable and you want to help support the mission of building tribes and blazing trails instead of chasing trends, consider becoming a member on Patreon. Your support helps fund new content, community projects, training resources, and future Urban Warrior content. You can also support the brand by checking out the Urban Warrior Survival merch store and browsing my recommended preparedness gear and survival resources. Every purchase helps support the channel while helping you improve your own capabilities and becoming more self-reliant. And for the last time, don't forget to subscribe to the Urban Warrior newsletter and e-magazine. They're totally free at the official website, urbanwarriorsurvival.com, for exclusive content, updates, and resources. And remember to join me live during Urban Warrior Survival Labs on Twitch and YouTube from 6 p.m. EST. If you can't make it live, catch the replay on YouTube and Rumble and continue the conversation with the community on Discord. This episode was sponsored by Sorrel Digital Media. Until next time, keep training your mind, strengthening your body, sharpening your skills and your soul, and preparing for whatever comes next. This is B-Rock from Urban Warrior Survival, building tribes, not chasing trends. I'm out. Peace and happy hunting.